Let's talk the first section of this song and the static mix. So in my master fader, I'm aiming, for under 0. If I can get to -3, -2, I'd be pretty happy at the loudest sections. But for now, I want to leave myself headroom. It's very easy to add as we go. So I started with my drums. Bottom line, in traditional mixing, I'm a traditionalist. I want to teach you or show you some of the guardrails, some of the basic rules, break them as you see fit with your creativity. But generally speaking, kick and snare down the center. Hi-hat, crash cymbals, toms, we want to pan. Not necessarily hard right or left, but we want to use the stereo field. Bass is going to be in the center. Outside of that, in the lead vocals, everything else needs to take up space on the sides. So I got my drums. I don't really like this noisy kick drum as much, so I'm trying to let the more natural kick drum have dominance, but I do like the brightness of this one. Okay, that doesn't really matter, but we're aiming again. My drums are at -6. I could bring that up. All right, there's no real bass until kind of the middle section. So I got my keys and my guitar. And what I'm doing here, instead of having it, hard panned, especially that piano, it doesn't really feel stereo as much as it's just taking up space on both sides. So I'm doing, a fairly light pan to the left, and I'm having this guitar, since they both play the entire time in unison, to kind of balance each other. So both volume and panning. All right, so I have the lead vocal needs to be prominent. And then the backup vocals, there is a high harmony and a low harmony. And I did go hard with the high harmony, although, you can kind of play around with that. This might be nicer to be, have the richer sound, the lower tonality a little bit further out. Or put both of them, just, this is no hard rules. I kind of like that. But if you were to listen to them all centered, you get a kind of a phasiness quality, because she did go back and sing these all individually, and because, to be honest, she's a good singer, they're very close, but they're not perfect, in terms of sample. They're pitch perfect, but so you get this kind of washy sound, but also they're in the center, and you don't want it competing with the lead vocal. All right, so there we go. All right, let's see when does the bass come in? The bass. Here we go. All right, we're going to add the bass. They turn me. Why should I stay here? So we have the synth bass. Wait, that sounded pretty synthy also, didn't it? Nah, that's actually the real bass. That's the synth bass. right, so yeah, I'm not going to do any effects because I'm going to come back to that.
I'd be crazy not to follow where you lead your eyes. They turn me on to phantom. I follow to the end.
All right, and the beauty is I have headroom. I can go and bring up all my drums in the routing folder. I can bring up my basses together. But right now I'm happy with the balance. Bass might be a little heavy. All right, let's call that the first half of the song, or first third of the song.